can you see this person's perspective, right, but can you see beyond this barrier that is in front of you right now? And we do get to that place of gratitude and actually appreciation. Now, it takes us refusing to stay in a victim mindset in order to do that.
Hi.
Hi there. I don't see you again.
What happened? Well, you should be. I'm here. I can see you. I can see you. Can you hear me at least?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I don't see you.
Now, everybody who's watching, we have got ghost in the computer system. That's just what it is, because it's showing that we're live, and I'm hooked up directly into a hardwire system, but it's showing that we're on wireless, and that is very odd.
Well, I would say, but yeah, that's weird, because I literally just saw you 10 seconds ago.
Uh-huh. That's very, 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 very strange. Well, maybe it'll come back.
Join us in a minute. In the meantime, I'll just stare at the black box.
And know that I'm here.
With your name. I'll just stare at the black box. And here I was, and I was just telling you after a bout of food poisoning, and I'm going looking Pam Anderson all day today. And you're like, oh, now they can't even look at you. I'm like, well, this is great.
Now they can't look at me. Everybody, if you're there and you can make a comment, can you see both of us?
Yeah,
let us know, because I've had some weird stuff going on with my computer. It was possessed last week, so I had to go with a vault show, and so sometimes if we are not right straight up at 12 o'clock, you don't have to start texting us. We're working on it.
Sometimes it takes us a minute, right?
Yeah. I mean, I would love to say that you can just press a button and go live.
There you are.
Am I here?
You're here now.
Okay. See, sometimes it just takes a while. I put my lips on today just for y'all.
Well, it's funny because now it looks like we're watching a bad foreign film, because your lips are moving, or your voice is moving, but your lips aren't. And then your lips catch up with what you're saying.
Oh, Lord. Elizabeth just joined us. Hey, Elizabeth, can you see both of us? And do we sound like we're sub-dub in Italy, an old spaghetti Western? Do we look like, we're talking funny? Anyway, today, I just didn't really have a topic, because I just feel like right now, everybody is all over the board. And so today's topic is, let's talk. What's on your mind? Okay, Elizabeth says, I can see both of you and I can hear both of you. So
okay, good. Well, then we're here.
And apparently my camera is a little bit fuzzy. Well, that's probably good. Because because today I need it to be a little fuzzy.
Well, your camera is fuzzy on my end.
Mm-hmm.
But mine, unfortunately for me, my camera is not.
And mine is just as sharp as I look blurry. Okay. Well, I don't know how to fix that, because in my screen, everybody looks perfect.
Well, that's the world you live in. It's like, from your lens, it's all good. So it doesn't matter. We'll just go with it.
Well, let's talk. I mean, let's bring up the topics. What are people looking to discuss today? It is funny, because appearance has been in a couple of conversations lately. I've had friends who are very, very conscious of getting older and really worried about, it's like, I don't want to go out anymore because I don't look the way I did. And I know that they don't like to go out because they don't look like they did, because their profile picture on Facebook is like one from 25, 30 years ago. And we get stuck in those things. How do we get past the appearance block? Obviously, you and I have kicked that in the ass.
Well, really, based on today's show, we have.
I know. It's like we can't even see each other today.
We don't even see each other. But I think the first thing to do to get out of that appearance block is to update your profile pictures.
And just go with it.
Go with it. I mean, we live in a society where we are. I mean, I joke about pulling the Pamela Anderson, and if people aren't familiar with that, I mean, I know everybody's familiar with her from the 80s and early 90s when she was the bombshell kind of person.
Mhm.
But she has done in the last several years a movement where she just doesn't wear makeup anymore.
Mhm.
And she said when she gave up the makeup that she found herself, that she was tired of putting on the masks and the performance for people when it really wasn't who she was. And so
Mhm.
she has given up all makeup. I think she said she wears like some lip tint or something, but that's it. And she said she has never been happier or felt healthier in her life. And I don't say that I'm doing the Pamela Anderson thing because life is just roses. I say it
Mhm.
food poisoning for the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
And so it wouldn't have done me any good to put makeup on anyway. I'd be coming out here looking like Alice Cooper with my stuff running and it would not look good. But I do love the concept that she is
Mhm.
living by now, which and it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. I think that for her, it makes her feel more connected to herself, being more natural and raw and real. And then I think for other people, they like to zhuzh up a little bit, and that makes them feel more connected to their self. So it's not a one way or the other, but it's what feels good to you. If you don't like
Mhm.
to zhuzh up, then maybe don't zhuzh up. And if you love to judge up, then judge the hell up, be who you are in the moments of,
Mhm.
what you need to be, with what makes you comfortable.
But don't let it stop you. Don't let the whole idea of I don't look like I used to, therefore I can't do the things I used to. And that's the thing that always, um, when it becomes prohibitive to your joy. I don't mean, your lifestyle changes. I am not a ballet dancer anymore, but I can still dance. I can still enjoy. I can still turn on music and do all the things I used to do in ballet class. I just don't do them the same way anymore. It doesn't look the same. Elizabeth says I kicked it in the ass too. I'll lose a veneer and go out anyway. Who cares? And my real friends don't care about me looking dolled up. That's true. Your real friends don't care. I will say the Pamela Anderson thing, it was very interesting because she's so pretty without all that stuff. All of a sudden, she became a different human. She became the girl next door, which is what she was when she went to Hollywood, and they turned her into this other thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's from farm country. She was this sweet, innocent girl who ended up there, and all of a sudden, she's got barbed wire tattoos and false eyelashes and those. And, you know, it was all this change that she didn't actually ask for.
Right. Well, industry guided her,
Mhm.
and when industry guided her, she followed because she wanted the dream. And then she got the dream, and then she found out it didn't really make her happy. So
Mhm.
she had her season there, but now I love what she's doing with her life as far as just being authentic to who she is, which is what we should all be doing at any
Yeah.
given point. When you're talking about people that that are they don't want to go out because they don't look the way they used to look or whatever. I get that. We're human beings and we all do there's some vanity tied to who we are and how we evolve in life. But also I challenge people to look at, you know, not too many centuries ago, the lifespan was 38 years old. So I challenge people to look at, enjoy your life and live your life to the best of your ability. You don't have to keep up with any Joneses. You don't have to. And I always say, no offense to the Joneses, because my friend Dana's last name is Jones. But, we don't have to keep up with the Smiths, the Browns, the Joneses, because if you're spending your entire life chasing someone else or chasing an ideology or chasing what makes other people look good or be happy or whatever their dreams are, if you're spending your life chasing someone else's dream, then you're
Oh,
ruining your life.
that happened to me. And I think we can move into the next thing about chasing other people's dreams. Sometimes you wake up one day and realize you're in someone else's dream and it's your nightmare. I got into showing horses. all of a sudden I found myself, and it was a hot weekend, and I was on top of my horse, and I had this outfit on, and then the high boots and the little helmet, and I was just miserable. I mean, I was sweating and I was hot, and people were sitting there with their little clipboards judging me. And this was supposed to be my hobby. I love horses and all of a sudden I realized I'm in somebody else's dream. I hate this.
Yeah.
I got horses because I loved horses. I like to brush them. I like to feed them. I love to pick out their feet and have a good time with them. And I like to trail ride on occasion. And all of a sudden I was being judged for my hobby. And it was just like, okay, on the radio, we're always in a ratings book and everybody's always judging, and everything I ever did, there was an element of judging. And all of a sudden, and when I said, I don't want to show anymore, I really made a lot of people in my circle angry, because that was their deal. We're going to show horses. Hey, Mona just joined us. We were just talking to you today. She says, every time I look at my little dog, I think about Teri, because, and her little dog is the most spoiled dog on the planet. I just want to tell you right now. Anyway, if you have found yourself in somebody else's dream, let us know about it. Let's comment on that. And have you had to do an about face or drop something? Sometimes you have to upset the friendship apple cart when you decide to do something different. That's really, really hard.
It can be challenging, but also if they are, and I say this to clients a lot, if someone is a true friend, they're not going to be upset with you. They're going to support you. And we do live in a world where there's a lot of facades where people are like, well, but I have just got to keep doing this in order for them to be my friend. And if you find yourself having to do something in order for someone to be your friend, then they're probably not your friend anyway. If you have to do something in order to keep someone happy, to keep them your friend, to keep them your partner, to keep them your, friendly coworker, then they're probably not really that into you. Like, as far as really caring about your friendship, if it's just their feelings and emotions and needs are the priority.
Have you ever had the talk with an elder in your life when they said, you are really blessed if you can count your friends on one hand? And I always thought to my grandmother who told me that, I would just get so irritated. I have so many friends, Mama, I got plenty of friends. I got blah, blah, blah. And I had so many people. And the older I get, I realize that those so many people are not your ride or dies. You start looking at those people who will be there when it's inconvenient. And I don't mean to go and do stuff. I don't mean like that.
Sure.
I mean, always the old adage was, if you call them at 2 a.m. from jail, will they come pay your bail?
Right.
That was the old thing. But if hey, Nancy just joined us. Hey, Nancy. I think, and just, I apologize. I know that there is some kind of internet thing that we have no control over that has caused some instability today. So if we look blurry or whatever, and Nanette just joined us. Her mom said that to her when she was in high school. When we get older, what we do is we get rid of the nonsense. We don't call people friends when they're acquaintances.
Right.
People will ask me, I thought so-and-so was a friend of yours. I go, I know them. We might have broken bread on occasion. And I've seen them at parties or get-togethers or whatever. But a real friend starts proving themselves the older you get, and you start realizing the definition of friend. I think that's what happens. What do you think?
I would agree with that. And I also think that you can tell friendships by people who check in on you. And not just in the sickly times, but in the good times also, that just reach out and just, want to know how you're doing. Not everyone we live very busy lives these days, but I tell people all the time, but we created these busy lives.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I hear people say, well, I just don't have time because I've done this and this, and I got to do this and this and this. Well, who manages your calendar? Like, yes, we can be in a situation where, you think to yourself, well, nobody's checking in on me. I must not have any friends. That's not necessarily true.
Excuse
I
me.
do think, bless you.
Thank you.
I do think that it does. I think the older that we get, we spend less time. Well, I can't speak for everyone. The older I get, I spend less time worrying about what someone is going to think if I don't show up the way they think I need to show up. Because I'm confident and secure in who I am as a human being. I don't put a lot of stock into what other people say when they are in their feelings about stuff. And that doesn't mean that I'm just a cold-hearted, but it means that, we can get looped in being accountable for everyone's feelings and emotions and losing sight of your own. So.
Right. Elizabeth says, yes, I have a ton of acquaintances, but a very small group of dear close friends. Numbers don't matter to me anymore. Quality means so much more.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we are. But I want to challenge everybody. It's so funny because this week I did a little experiment. I was going through my phone because I've got this event that I'm planning for the Mustang Heritage Foundation that I work for. And we're doing a Hall of Fame dinner. So I was going through my phone saying, who can I invite that might be interested in this? And I just ran across a couple of names and, I haven't talked to them in 3 years. And so I just called an arbitrary time at an arbitrary and had these little, mini conversations. I said, I'm not asking for anything. I'm not doing anything. I'm just calling to check in and saying, are you there? Are you breathing? Are you doing okay? Where are you? And, it just blessed me. It was like popcorn phone calls, they weren't these hour-long experiences, but like Teri and I we can talk for 3 hours and 45 minutes and go, where did the time go?
Mm-hmm.
And that's different, and Mona, who's on here. I mean, Mona and I can talk and we go, well, that was a short phone call. It was an hour and a half, but then there are those people that you just check in with. And it was such a neat thing to kind of check in with people that I hadn't talked with in a long time, just to go, hey, what's going on in your life? And I just wonder if anybody has reconnected with somebody like that. And I don't mean, where we're talking about narrowing our friends list down. I'm just talking about just running into somebody and just having a conversation with a person, because we get really caught up in this, let's post, let's see what they're up to like that. Well, I know what they're up to. I've looked at their Facebook page.
Right. Well, that's why if you go to my Facebook page, my personal page, I've got like 140 friends. Like, that's it. I've cleaned up Facebook. If I don't know you, like if I legit don't know you, then you don't have access to my personal life. Now, I also don't post a whole lot on Facebook because I just don't. But you and I are different in that way. If I go through my phone and there's somebody that I haven't talked to in 3 or 4 years, I usually just delete the contact.
You are what?
I did.
See, that gives me, I start having anxiety. I need drugs to handle what you just said.
No, I will clean out. I will go through my Instagram, I don't have that many people on TikTok because I don't do that much on TikTok. But I will go through my Instagram and clean that up every once in a while. I go through my personal phone. I go through my emails. I'll clean them up and clean them out. Not because I'm getting rid of people or moving, but I'm moving energy is what I'm doing. And the truth of it is if someone sends me a text and they're like, hey, I haven't talked to you in a long time, blah, 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 blah. I have no problem in saying, hey there, who do I have the pleasure of speaking with? I don't have this number saved in my phone.
That's so funny.
And then I'll add the number back. But, I thought one of the things that blessed me so much a couple of years ago, Donna and I took a trip to New England, and we stopped at this little bitty roadside at the top of the mountain, somewhere in between Bennington and Battlesboro. And I went in to use the porta potty, and my phone, the little pop socket, this little thing on the back of it, I put it in my pocket, but it was out. So when I went into the porta potty, it was dangling like that. And when I turned and I hit the door, it fell in the toilet. So when I went back and had all of my stuff downloaded again, typically they'll save all your photos, they save all that kind of stuff, but mine had a glitch in it. And I obviously not that phone. It's probably in a landfill somewhere, but
yeah.
When I ended up getting a new phone, they were like, well, we don't, how many contacts did you have? And I was like, I have no idea. And when I started looking through my phone, I was like, I don't have all my contacts. And that's what made me, besides the fact that I went the rest of that 6-day vacation, this was day 2, without a cell phone, it was so liberating. It was so freeing. And so then I thought, I'm not going to keep people in my phone that I don't need people in my phone that I don't talk to a lot, and you and I, and I'm sure there's other ones out there, EB can probably do the same thing. We can go through our phone and we can find some pretty, what we would call notable folks in there that would be like, oh, well, I don't want to get rid of this number because this is somebody important. Honey, I just let them go. Ching, 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 doesn't matter, because we can't get twisted up in the validation of who we are as an individual and what we bring to the table of life. We can't get that confused with other people and what they bring. I know that's kind of a sidebar, but it's important because it goes back to the Pamela Anderson thing about, being authentic to who you are. Doesn't mean we don't screw up. It doesn't mean we don't have missteps in life. It doesn't mean that we aren't privy to some amazing human beings, and some other people are privy to our amazingness. We all have some amazingness to share. So when we don't lose our amazingness in somebody else's amazingness, then we seem to be a bit more happier. But a lot of times what happens is we vicariously live through who we know and what we're doing, and and we lose the authenticity of what we're bringing to the table. Because, we don't, what's the saying? God don't make no junk, right? And so we lose that. We can get so caught up in what everybody else is doing that we discount what we bring to the table. And I see people that I talk with every week that'll say, well, I don't think I matter anymore. I just don't think I'm like, we got to clear that home plate off. We've got to get that stuff off, because it doesn't matter what friends you got hanging in your closet that you can put on their personas or what you got going on. It doesn't, you have to like yourself as an individual. Mm-hmm. And if you like yourself as an individual, you're the friends that will need to find you will find you. Mm-hmm. And the authenticity will be there.
That's really interesting. I love my phone is my Rolodex of life, and and I still use a lot for work and things like that. But I love having a conversation with someone I haven't talked to in 5 years. I love that. That's my kind of a deal. And it's funny. Elizabeth says, I started looking at the Who Has a Birthday Today list on Facebook. If I don't know them, or they aren't connected to an entertainer friend, they get unfriended. See, I just learned something new. Mm-hmm. Everybody's got their own thing of, and I look at it this way. It's not taking any space in my phone, but I will say that people who need stuff, like my sister's a cleaner outer. She doesn't save things, whatever. But when she needs something like a picture from 1985, she knows she can call me and I go, okay, I'll send that right away.
Your fate's archive.
I'm the family archivist. So I've got all of that taken care of, and that's okay. I'm the saver. I'm the one who you And I remember you had a number that you had lost. It was someone that you wanted to contact for a service or something. And you said, you know, that thing that I sent you? I said, yeah, you sent it last week. Well, I don't have that number anymore. Can you send it to me? And I go, it was last week, you know, but I even keep long text threads from people because
I delete text threads.
You are so funny.
And I delete text threads. Yeah.
Now, what about you people who are watching right now? What do you save and what do you keep? I like my text threads because I keep, you know, I have contacts. I have, you know, okay, the real truth. And some of the text threads I keep because I go, the proof's in writing.
That's true.
And so because of my own particular traumas, I keep a lot of text threads just so I have proof of what was said.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, and a lot of people will do that. A lot of people will do that. I just don't have, I just don't. I don't keep text threads. I don't.
This is hysterical. Everybody's weighing in now. Elizabeth says, I never delete a text thread ever. Only the junk spam texts get deleted. Nanette says, I never delete stuff.
Wow. Y'all are some good people.
And Donna says text. I guess you delete text. I think that's what it is. Okay. Same with Messenger. I never delete them.
Wow. I do.
Same reason, Devon. Verification of what happened. You can tell who said different traumas based on what we save and how we keep it. And you are truly free, Teri.
I am. I mean, I literally just picked up my phone to look, and I think I've got like 15 texts in here.
Well, I can look back. I finally gotten to where, and Mona says, amen. Me too. Get rid of them. Get rid of them.
Yeah.
Nanette says you may end up in court. Laugh out loud.
Right.
Past experience. Maybe we have, and that's why we keep them.
Well, but you know what? That's the thing with me is that, like, for me, it doesn't, and I don't say it doesn't matter to be flippant, but I'm just not going to keep it. I'm not going to, that's like when I work with people who will say, well, I read my journal from 1983 and it said this. And I'm like, the hell are you doing going back and reading a journal from 1983? Why would you walk back into that mess? Like, why would you willingly walk back into that mess?
Okay. You know? I'm guilty. Okay. Truth. I'm going to show you what I've got. This is in my office now. This is not even at my home. This is my log of the shows I have done over the last 3 years. And my day-to-day, what I do every day. Do I keep them? Yes, because in there are notes and there are phone numbers and there are things, and I must have them. And that's why people come back to me. Elizabeth says, my texts go back to 2018 when I returned iPhone from an Android. This is great. I have friends that I've gone through school from out of state. So we do have those things. But I love how when we start talking about it, we find out what is utilitarian and we find out what is neuroses.
Right. Now, I will tell you this. I will not delete, and this is just because it's a connection thing. I will not delete a friend that has passed away. Like I've got friends and, you know, I mean, you know, some of my folks that have passed away that I've worked with in the business and out of the business. And I will not delete those. Now I'll delete the text threads, but I have not yet deleted my best friend from high school's text thread. Mm-hmm. And she passed away September of last year. Mm-hmm. I just won't.
Oh.
But I do think that's part of for what I tell people, it's part of the grieving process too. So I like to go back and read our, because we were just, she's a lot. I mean, you know, she and I could go back and forth the way you and I could go back and forth. Mm-hmm. And so, her daughter is 3 months younger than my daughter. So there's this connectivity there where it's like, well, I don't want to let that go just yet, you know, but phone numbers from people, you know, that have passed away, I still have them in my phone.
Yeah.
But I will not. Well, you remember Amy. Amy, who was at one of our reboots, and she passed away. And that's been probably 4 years ago now. and she's still in my phone.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
You know, and mainly just because she's in there, because when I do scroll through my phone, not that I sit around and scroll through my phone a lot, but when I do scroll through my contacts and stuff, and I see, you know, like her name and her address and her picture and stuff, I can recall happy conversations and good conversations and those things. And so it's a blessing for me to be able to see those. So
that makes sense. Elizabeth says, okay, I'm neurotic when it comes to keeping old shit. I fully understand that. Mona says, same. And Nancy says, I do delete drama people.
okay.
See, I keep drama people. You know why I keep them in my phone? So that when that phone call, when they call again, it lets me know who they are, because I don't always recognize their number, but I want to make sure that number. And sometimes I put notes like, do not answer this, because I don't always remember. And I have some people that I know what they're going to call about, and I know what they're going to talk about, and I don't pick up the phone anymore. But if I don't keep them in, so I know that when that number comes in, because they've kept my number, so that when I get a phone call at midnight and it's something I don't want to talk about, or someone, you know, I know, turn your phone off. Sometimes people will call at very strange hours because they know I keep strange hours. I don't pick up the phone to the drama people.
Girl, let them people go to voicemail and delete their numbers.
Well, I only keep their number so I recognize it when they call in. That's what I'm saying, is if it
So
came in.
my question for you and anyone who's listening, when you keep someone's number who is a toxic person or a dramatic person, how does it feel for you when your phone rings and you look over and you see their name? Are you triggered by that? Are you activated by that? Or is it easier to let it go to voicemail and then go, oh no, I don't care what they have to say, and just delete it right out of the gate? I'm just asking because I don't keep them people in my phone. So
I do. It just alerts me because of what I do. I have a tendency to pick up the phone a lot, you know, and
Girl, who are you telling you having a tendency to pick up the phone a lot? Your voicemails are always full.
I know, but because
your voicemail even says, if you can't reach me by phone, text me.
I know.
So I don't even call you anymore unless I text you and I say I'm calling you.
I know, but you know, reason that my phone fills up, and I will tell you, it's because my little mama, who will be 87 on Halloween, calls me about 25 times a day, and she leaves all these messages every day. There's a whole news, and I do have trouble deleting those because I know her days are numbered. So I have been emailing them to myself and getting rid of those and it fills up every day. I only keep the drama people as a warning. It's like, you know, it's like, oh, so-and-so's calling, I'm not picking that phone up. And oddly enough, for those people who get mad at me because I've got a full thing, I said, that's because my phone number is everywhere and people leave me lots and lots and lots of messages, not because I'm important, but because if I'm on a phone, I can't answer it.
Right.
You know, so that's what, and I'm on my phone a lot. Nancy, I just can't delete my daughter's Facebook that passed over 7 years ago. And you shouldn't, Nancy. We talked a few weeks ago about letting go of things, and she says, I can't let my daughter go. And you shouldn't let your daughter go.
No. And you don't have to delete that ever.
You know, and Elizabeth says, I remember Amy. We all remember Amy. Yeah. Agree. I do not delete anything from people that have passed, and their name is in my phone as if I could call them, like my dad, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
It's a remembrance. It's a remembrance thing. Elizabeth says, I keep those drama people. I know what calls not to answer. See, the same. That's the please. Plus, it lets me have a history of what they say in text. That again, people who've been in litigation before have a tendency to keep different stuff. Donna Collins, hey Donna, same for me. I still have my sister's number on mine. She passed 3 years ago. I love it. And guess who? This is our compadre. We got to have Bill on a show. Regarding phone numbers, grief is natural. Holding on to it is negative. Keeping old phone numbers can be cherishing memories. It's good to keep the good memories close to your heart.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's good. I still have some sweet. I have things like my friend Shane, who's a cowboy that passed away. I called his phone for months afterward just to hear him answer the phone. And but I recorded his voicemail. Hey, this is Cowboy. Leave a message. And it's just like, those are those nice things. Elizabeth says, I do not want to accidentally answer a call from those people. I feel worse if I answered and heard their voice. And of course, laughter. And Mona's also laughing at that. Yeah, same here. I don't want to accidentally answer. I mean, and I have a male friend who likes to drunk dial. So, and he changes his number often. So I have his name in there every time he changes his phone. I can almost feel like when it's him calling. There's a lot of dittos. There's a few that say people can, like Mona says, I have a few that can call me anytime. Gosh, people are really into this conversation. Okay. Elizabeth says, hi, Donna, glad you're here. Well, we're glad that you all are here. This is kind of, today was like a free for all. And we started with one thing and we kind of moved into the cleaning out. Mm-hmm. And I think that there's one thing that you said that was really important. Pay attention to what triggers you.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if I have someone that calls me from, a historical person, and I say historical, meaning someone that I deleted out of my phone. If they call me and they're, wanting to rehash something, I just say, hey, right now is not a good time. Well, when can I call you back? I don't really need you to call me back. If you need to say something, you can email it.
Oh.
I mean, we have to, there's a certain thing with people, giving people closure, not being rude, but also understanding if you don't want to open a door up to someone that you barred the door up and you hammered it and you used 9-inch nails and you did all kinds of stuff to keep the door closed. Well, if there's two things going on there. One, you got to ask yourself, why did you spend so much time and energy barring that door up? Two, and what do you need to reconcile within yourself for that, to be able to just answer a phone call and say, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Good point.
But I get it. Everybody is different. So I'm not saying that there's one right way to do it. I'm just saying that everybody is different. So when we get in that space where we clutter our life up to keep from having to keep the bad people away, we have to look at the quality that's imposing on us.
Oh, that's good.
Like how much of our energy and our time are we willing to give away to keep the drama people out, as opposed to just picking up the phone and saying, hey, look, this is not working. Please don't call me again. We've rehashed this. I don't care if it's a friend, a former partner, whatever. We've rehashed this 100 times. Let's just not do this anymore. Well, I just need you to understand. Then you have to set boundaries. So we have to hold ourselves accountable for that.
Now, here is what I do with the people that, when we bring up the trigger, there are about 3 people that I call my trigger people. And I blocked those people, so they can't even call in. So that I don't have to keep. It's a block number, so it's gone. So I don't have to worry about if it's someone that caused me emotional pain. They cannot call me, And so, and I did learn that feature between social media, and I had to help my sister through something like this. She had a weird fan from years ago that police had to be involved and things like that. And they changed all their names and all their phone numbers and somehow got back in. And so I was going through that with her, showing her how to do all the blocking and all that other stuff. Do they know if they block? Nobody knows if they're blocked. In fact, there's a place on your phone where you have messages that have been stored up from blocked people. And I don't suggest you go back and listen to those.
No, but also, did you know on an iPhone, if you block somebody, they do know you're blocked, even though it doesn't show that you're blocked, but the box turns a different color.
What?
Yeah. If I went in my phone right now and blocked you, and I sent you and you sent me a text message, or no, if I block you and then I sent you a text, I forget how it goes. It shows up like on an Android phone. If you're texting somebody, what is it? iPhone people are green and then Androids are blue. I have to go back and look at messages, but in some way you can do that. Maybe it's, I don't know. I must only text people that have iPhones. Sorry, any Android people out there. But I was trying to see. Yeah, iPhones are green. And so if I text you and you've blocked me, I don't show up on your phone, but on my phone where I've texted you, it'll show up blue. So I know you've blocked me.
I just sent somebody a text message and I showed up a different color.
See?
I've been blocked. Now I'm triggered. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, but they may have an Android.
Well, no. I just noticed that all of a sudden the text messages started returning. It was a different. They were in white and blue, and now they're in green and blue.
Yeah, you've been blocked. Return that favor, sister. Just block the hell out of it. Get rid of it. But here's what I say to people: don't even block them. Just delete the number. Like don't even fool with blocking them. Just delete the number.
Well, see, then they can still call you. That's the thing is I block the people that are the issues, but Melody in Sammy Sadler's office. I love me some Melody. I had my dad's phone number saved and he passed in 2016. I recently got notified that he was on Snapchat.
Oh my goodness.
Because someone else has the number. Nanette says no, iPhone is blue. Elizabeth says iPhone shows blue, Android shows up green on my phone. Plus, iPhone, Android can't voice text to each other. Huh. And Mona says never understood that until now. So isn't it crazy? We've learned so much today, but we're a little bit over time. So you guys, we will meet you next Wednesday. It will be fantastic.
It will be. And if Bill is still with us today, let's get him back on again. If he's willing to take the plunge into the world of Devon and Teri, I'd love to have him back on and have him share some of his wisdom with folks out there about hypnotherapy.
Well, and he is my brother from another mother, and his sister. He actually has a sister named Teri. Isn't that funny? So
it's actually magical. But
it is magical. And I know that he would do this. And actually our Dreamcaster show that I do with Bill is fantastic. And we need to re-up that too. And I can't wait. Well, y'all have a great day. And you guys be with us, whether we are live or on a vault. It's still all the same because we have been doing this now for 3 years.
Isn't that crazy?
It is. We just started this. It was COVID and I was sitting in my bedroom one day. I said, hey, let's do a show.
What do we want to talk about? We don't know.
We don't know.
And we still don't know. I still don't know. Devon always comes up with the topics because right before we go live, I'm like, what are we talking about today? And she'll say, well, maybe this. Or if I happen to get on Facebook prior, which I'm not a big Facebook person, but sometimes I'll get on there and it'll say like, I'll see the little thing she's done and it'll say a topic. And I'm like, oh, that's what we're talking about. But most of the time, I don't know until we just go live.
Yep.
I like it that way. It's kind of like a Christmas gift every Wednesday. Like I just don't know what I'm going to get. So.
Well, go say hi to somebody that you haven't talked to a while. If that's something that floats your boat, or block the heck out of people, or just delete. Whatever.
If you don't want to say hi to them, go ahead and delete them.
Yeah, that's right. Just be real and look at your life and see who your 5 are.
Because think of it this way, Devon. If we really went to old school, like the Rolodex, like back in the day when we had to have people, like we memorized people's phone numbers. If they were important to us, we memorized their phone numbers. Or we had an address book that we wrote everybody's stuff down. How many people would you be willing to take? And I'm not asking, this is a rhetorical question for people. How many people, if you go through your contacts in your phone, would you be willing to write down all of their information in a hardbound address book. I can tell you my list is very short.
Mine is not. I'm a data person. I keep everything. But speaking of old friends I haven't talked to in a while, Russ Bennett. He and I graduated together. Hi, how you doing? I hope you're doing good. He is such an inspiration. I just love me some Russ. He's just fantastic. So it's so good to have him stop in. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to turn it over to Teri to close out.
Well, I was just laughing because you actually did that foreign film clap too, because it was clap, clap, clap. And then it was.
And Russ says he's doing great. So that's good. That's good.
Good. Well, as always, we appreciate each and every one of you choosing to spend your time and your energy with us on Wednesday at noon-ish, wherever you are in the world. And we will see you back here next Wednesday. And Devon will not be at that point in her foreign film escapades, nor will I. I will be well over my food poisoning. So we will be so good you won't be able to stand us. And until then, we want you all to go through your phones. I'm just kidding about this, but go through your phones and your Facebooks and your text messages. And if there's somebody in there that you want to reach out to, reach out. And if there's somebody in there that you cringe when you see them, let them go. You're giving them space inside your head. They're in, just whatever. And I know you and EB are not going to do that, but it makes me feel good to say it. So, yeah, maybe I'll do a 101 class on deleting people off of your social media and out of your phone. So, and until we see you next week, please take moments to just appreciate the simple things and increase your peace.
All right. Bye, everybody. See you next time.